Hey, what's up, guys? It's Aaron, and just want to make a little video, a little update, just on some things I'm thinking about. So, if you're going through a lot of health challenges like I am, I just am, and I don't always feel like this, but this is just what I thought right now. How important it is to keep doing the little things that you want to continue when you're healthy. So, for me, I often don't feel like there will be. Often I feel like I'll never get well, right? But if you imagine that you will, if you imagine that you will get well, what are the things like practices or disciplines or, I don't know, something like, gratitude, thankfulness. If you had a meditation practice, maybe you were sitting for 5, 10, 15 minutes a day, but you stopped like I did when I got sick, and it just became harder and harder, right? So these are just some examples of things that you may want to continue doing even when you're sick. So I'll give you an example. Like, I cannot meditate or feel the feelings I used to feel, or the experiences or the states of consciousness, or the level of energy, or my connection to myself, or all the things I used to define a good meditation, or my connection to the world, or my spirituality. Can't feel that, like maybe 3% of what I used to feel, right? And that's just because I'm neurologically fucked up and I'm physically fatigued. I just don't have the energy. But I also know that, and again, this is not all every day, I wish, but I also know that if there is a chance that I'm going to get better, I'm going to want to bring that practice back up of in some way meditating, whether that's standing meditation, whether that's 30 seconds of conscious breathing, whether that's 1 minute of sitting, whether that's listening to an audio listening to some music that inspires me, or that makes me feel a little bit better, that makes me, brings a smile to my face. I believe all those are forms of meditation. That could even be like a walk around your block. There we go. So I encourage you, and again, this is not me saying that I do this all the time. I rarely do this, but I found myself doing it just a few minutes ago, so I wanted to share. Even though you can't do what you used to do, either the quantity of time, you can't access the same feelings or emotions because emotionally and neurologically you're not well, you're not as balanced, whatever. Can you still do the act? Meaning, can you still just say, okay, I'm going to sit for 30 seconds with my eyes closed, even if before you were sitting for 30 minutes, or okay, I have no energy to walk, but I'm going to take one deep breath and just say thank you at the end of it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, how can you, and when I say you, I mean we, break down or really make what we used to do all the time, the practices, make them really small and still do them, because I feel for myself, I feel just a little bit better, tiny bit better at the end of the day if I do little things, even if, even though they can't compare to the intensity or the quantity or the depth that they used to. Another thing I want to share, another insight, I've thought about this for a while. And I've talked about this. It's redefining, for me, what it means to be me, right? Because all these things that used to define me, and I still feel these all the time, how I used to interact with the world, my energy, my personality, how I would used to laugh and smile more, how I could get, really good eye contact with people, how I would feel like I could be there for others, how I could go on. There's hundreds of things I can list, my spiritual practice, how that would translate into interacting with the world, my self-confidence, et cetera, et cetera. There's all these things that we define ourselves by. And then when you get sick, especially with something like Lyme disease or something similar, you can't define yourself by that stuff anymore. And that's I think the hardest part is it's In this culture, we define ourselves by, not only kind of our past, it's like who we are, what we do, but another thing is to redefine what it means to be worthy or I don't even know how to phrase this, like successful. Because if we are basing success off of improvement, we're not going to feel good about ourselves. If we're basing our self-worth off of improvement, off of getting better, like before you were sick, sorry, I've got to shift positions. If you're anything like me, you were basing yourself, okay, I'm improving in these areas of my life. I'm a better listener. I'm more athletic. I lost 5 pounds. I got a promotion at my job, whatever. Like, I feel my meditation's getting better. I am reading an extra book a month, whatever. So we feel good because our life is improving in ways that we can like quantify. Like you can talk about it. But when it feels like, and this is what's been going on for me for the last 4 years, when anything I do, I can't help the decline. What feels like a decline, and it is a decline. It is a decline. It's a decline in my abilities to, go back to that list, all the things I used to define myself by, right? How intelligent, how compassionate, how caring, how patient, how independent I am, how strong I am, how athletic I am, how much money I was making, how blah, 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 right? All the things. So it's really hard, like what we need to do is, and I don't know how, and this is the hardest thing I think to do, is to literally stop not only defining yourself, but like measuring your life's value and worth off of things that you can quantify and things that you can define, like improvement. We can't judge our life based on improvement. And that is so hard because intellectually I'm like, okay, I know that my self-worth is based upon just me being alive, me being not even alive. People have self-worth even though they're not alive. But my self-worth or my confidence or my worthiness to be a human being is not tied to anything. Okay, I get that in a very metaphorical, spiritual term. Yeah, cool, I get that. But what's my self-worth when I'm lying in bed all day? What's my self-worth when I can't think and I'm zoned out in front of the TV? What's my self-worth when I can't work, can't make money, can't interact with people like I used to, don't have the energy to hang out with friends, I'm losing my friends, I don't feel like I'm contributing to the world? What's the self-worth there? And what's the self-worth when I feel like my identity is disintegrating, and it's because self-worth is tied into identity. So either we need to expand and broaden our identity, which again is a very easy thing to say when you're feeling good and you're reading a lot of spiritual texts like, oh, okay, I'm not defined by my body, I'm not defined by my work, I am defined by my ultimate true self, which is beyond all manifestation, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's really easy to talk like that, but when you're thrown into the depth of it, like, good fucking luck. And, maybe you feel it for 10 minutes, but then you come out of it, and then you can't sustain it. So anyway, just a couple thoughts. I'll follow up, but I'm wondering what you think about all this. All right, take care. Bye.